For writing a compare and contrast essay, we probably will employ the um, Venn diagram based on knowledge framework. Okay, now we're gonna have a look at what is a Venn diagram, how it looks like, and this is our Venn diagram. You have two circles, and as you all know, we are doing compare and contrast essay, and we can put similarities. Okay, putting the similar intersection right here. But for the differences, we can put on each side. The Venn diagram will help us with organizing our idea. After we list every information right here, we can put similarities in one paragraph, and we can talk about differences in another paragraph or paragraphs, and so you will not miss anything. It will help your ideas organized when writing up compare and contrast essay. Okay, now let's have a look at our example here. I'm going to demonstrate how to use a Venn diagram for writing up compare and contrast essay. Okay. Here's our topic. We're going to compare two cars. One is 2007 Toyota Camry. The other is 2007 Audi Quattro. Okay, now we put the similarities in the intersection. Okay, both of them have ABS brakes, CD player, they're loaded, and they both have sunroof. But there are some differences between two cars. For the first car, it has automatic transmission, excellent condition, 18,000 miles, gray leather interior and dark green exterior, driver's side airbag. The cost is $21,000. But for the second car, it's mint condition, standard transmission, 25,000 miles, silver with black leather interior, seat heaters, dual airbags, theft alarm system, and also it costs $28,000. So when you write up a compare contrast essay, you can first list the similarities between the two things. You can list all the similarities in the intersection, and then you will list all the differences. Now you will be very clear about the contents of your paper. You won't miss any details if you mentioned all this. Okay? So you can have two paragraphs or multiple paragraphs. You can devote several paragraphs, one or more paragraphs, talk about the similarities as part one, and also in the second part you body paragraphs. You can use one or more paragraphs talk about the differences of each car. Okay, so through using a Venn diagram, you will have your ideas. You will get your ideas organized without any missing points. So when we construct the Venn diagram, we still need some language to help us express the differences and similarities. Now we're going to provide you guys with the language of compare and contrast. We're going to introduce some useful phrases and sentence patterns. Okay. First, for comparison, we can use alike. For example, my parents and my husband's parents are alike in several ways. That's an adjective. You can also use and too. Dublin has international airport, and London does too. You can use as. The towers apartments are as expensive as park lanes. That's a similar thing as a comparison. Both and, like both Egypt and Kenya are in Africa. Or you can use like, the weather in Philadelphia is like the weather in my hometown. And we have more in the second page. Likewise, Toyota makes fuel-efficient cars. Likewise, Fiat makes fuel-efficient cars. So likewise is an adverb here. Similar to, The man at Gino's is similar to the menu at. Sorry, it's a typo. The menu at Gino's is similar to the menu at Grant's. Similarly, Martha has 2 children and works full-time. Similarly, Leila is a working mother. Similarly is an adverb. The same, my roommate and I like the same kind of music. The same as, the altitude of this first place is the same as the altitude of the second place. Okay? So for comparison, you talk about the similarities. You talk about the intersection of the 2 circles. Before the contrast, you talk about the differences. You talk about the differences, and you talk about the information within each circle. Like first, we can use although. Although the Sahara Desert has a dry climate, some crops can be grown there. But the Sahara Desert has a dry climate, but the Amazon rainforest has a wet climate. Different from the climate in the Sahara Desert is very different from the climate in the American rainforest. Or even though the Sahara Desert has a dry climate, some crops can be grown there. However, the Sahara Desert has a dry climate. In contrast, the Amazon rainforest has a wet climate. And we have more in this page. In contrast, the Sahara Desert has a dry climate. In contrast, the Amazon rainforest has a wet climate. Or on the other hand, the Sahara Desert has a dry climate. On the other hand, the Amazon rainforest has a wet climate. Unlike rainforests, deserts get very little rain. Whereas the Sahara Desert is dry, the Amazon rainforest is wet. While the Sahara Desert is dry, the Amazon rainforest is wet. So for contrast, you talk about the differences, and you talk about one thing of, you talk about one aspect of thing that you are focused on, and then you mention the contrary situation with another thing. Okay, now you already draw the Venn diagram, and also you are equipped with a long list of compare and contrast phrases. I would like you guys to refer to the first slide to have a look at the Venn diagram and write up a paragraph to compare and contrast the 2 cars and see which car that you probably would like to buy. As compare and contrast is ubiquitous in our life, it's everywhere. So it's also important to be able to write up compare and contrast essay. Alright, good luck to your writing.